welcome back to my channel. They call me Suki. I'm Suki. I just wanted to jump on. This is not going to be a long video and give another life update to my life update. So in my last video I mentioned that there's a possibility I will be laid off at the end of June after the fiscal year ends. But I've decided I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to continue working on building my business as I have been planning to do it anyway. So, not sure which direction I'm going to go in my business. I'm working on several things right now, and we'll see where it goes. I've been praying about it, asking God for leading me and guiding me in what direction I should go. And one of the things that I realized is that I needed to begin to budget. So budgeting is one of the things that got me out of debt many years ago. So here's the deal with the budgeting. I was in over $80,000 worth of debt, and I was probably not even 30 years old yet. And part of that was also a townhouse that I bought. So yeah, you know how old that is if I can have a townhouse and have over $80,000 worth of debt. So yeah, so what I did to get out of debt, basically I was in so much debt and I wasn't making that much money at the time. I wasn't even making, I don't think I was making $40,000. And so at that time is when I set out to get my CPA license because I wasn't making any money. So I prayed about it. I asked God to show me and to reveal to me how to get out of debt. So the thing that I believe I heard was to do a budget. So that's what I really want to talk to you all about tonight is, well, today is night for me, is a budgeting. So the things you need to do when you're facing a potential layoff, or you're in debt, or you're trying to, you just don't make enough money, you're trying to move on to other things. The first thing that I would say do is budget. And that is something that I started working on last year because I got away from it. Budgeting actually got me out of $80,000 worth of debt and left me with money saved in my bank account. So the first thing I did was I prayed. I asked God to show me what to do, which he did. I asked the Holy Spirit to teach me and guide me on how to do a budget. And at that time, yes, I was working in accounting, but I was basically brand new. I had never worked on budgets. I was doing like basic bookkeeping, nothing hard. So, and I was studying for the CPA exam. And in the process of that, I began to budget. And I didn't make a lot of money. I like I said, I don't think I made $40,000 a year. So, and I really thought I was making some money. So I actually started to budget, and what I did, I'm going to explain to you how I did a budget and what I think you should do. If you plan to do a budget and you want to get out of debt and have money in your account, and you have to stick by a budget. I lived by a budget all the way up until I got married. And why I stepped away from that budget, I'm not budgeting, I'm not sure. I think it's because I was making so much money in my business that I just got away from it. And it shouldn't matter. No matter how much money you're making, you should still live by a budget. So the things what I would do was, first of all, find out how much money that you're bringing home. So you don't want to go by gross because you don't bring home the gross. You bring home the net. So that's after taxes. And then what I did was just do my budget on a monthly basis. So that's what I did. So what I did was I put down my net pay, and then I went into my bank account to see. And at that time, it was just getting bank statements. Now you can go online. And that's what I did this weekend. So you go through your bank statement, and this allows you to see what you're spending your money on. And when I went through my bank statement this weekend, I realized I was spending way too much money on Amazon, way too much money on DoorDash and Grubhub, way too much money on Uber and Lyft because I haven't been able to drive. And then what else was it? It was one more thing. Let me see. I didn't put that in my budget. But So yeah, so it was those things that I was spending a lot of money on. So I figured if I eliminated those things, then I can use that money and start paying off bills. So what I did was to go through the bank account and see what I was spending my money on, first of all, and then get my net pay, which you can do from your check stubs. And then I started listing everything that I have to pay. And I listed everything in order of what I have to pay, the things that are recurring, which is like your utilities, your mortgage, or rent, food, gas if you drive. Those are things that you have to pay recurrently. So you keep track of that. You can go to your bank statements. Because for me, I pay everything with my bank card. I don't carry cash. I don't write checks. So it's easy for me to go to my bank account. So I went over this weekend and I got everything that was recurring. Then I put things down that I'm just spending money on. And then I need to decide if what I'm going to eliminate. Like I have Netflix, and I went through this last year to start eliminating some things. And then I had a lot of things that I have from my business that I was keeping because I'm like, I'm going to start this business over and I want to keep these things. And that was like my e-voice phone number, my fax. And yeah, people don't really use fax, but the VA does. So I wanted to keep those things, but I actually called and I was able to put those things on hold and eliminate a payment. Or one of them, I was able to get it down to $5. So that's things that you can do. You can call if it's something that you want to keep, but you're not really using now. You can call the vendor and say that you want to get rid of it. And if you say you want to get rid of it, they're going to try to get you to keep it. So they'll give you a good deal. So that's what I did at the end of last year, because I was planning on budgeting because I wanted to get out of debt, and I was again planning on doing my business over and didn't think I was going to be in a position that I may possibly be laid off. So what I continued to do over the weekend, so I listed all my expenses, and then from all of that, I got my net amount. And then I went back and I added the things that I wanted to do. I want to give offering and stuff at church. So I put that in there. And then also not only did I list everything, I put the dates of when they're due. So if you get paid twice a month like me, then you can split your checks up with your expenses and know what you're going to pay. So I'm on the second half of March. So that's what I started working on and keeping track. And then for me, I have a lot of doctor's appointments. So I had to kind of estimate what I'm paying based on what I've paid in the previous month. So that gave me a good picture and an idea of where I'm at. So now I can put in the things that I want to add, like if I want to have some entertainment, and I did that in my budget years ago when I was in a lot of debt. I budgeted for entertainment, and at that time I really wasn't going out a lot. My husband at the time, he liked to spend money, but he was fishing a lot, so we didn't go out a whole lot. But his son was in high school and he liked to hang out with me, so I would budget about $50 a month, because that's all I was willing to spend a month on entertainment, and that was either eating, going to the movies, or whatever. And so you can budget for things that you want or things that you think your kids may want, and you can plan for that. So if you put, say for instance, these days maybe $200 a month for like entertainment and eating out, but then if you don't use that money, you can either roll it over into the next month and apply it to bills, and that would increase your net income, or you can take it and save it, or you can apply it to a bill that you want to pay off. So that's what I did years ago. So I'm kind of mixing up what I did before and what I'm doing now. So what I did before, in order to really get out of debt and budget, and I really wasn't making that much money. And I mean, I don't make a lot now because I work for a nonprofit, but I make a lot more than what I was making years ago, and I got out of debt. So knowing what you have coming in and knowing what you have going out, and then adding things in that you want to do, but then also if you have debt, listing debt that you want to eliminate, and you have a plan on how you want to eliminate it. You could either do the highest bills first, or you can do the lowest bill first, because you can get that paid off, and then you take that amount that you were paying on that bill and apply it to the other bill. That's how I kind of got out of debt. That's part of it. But the other thing, at the time I was working for a CPA firm, even though I wasn't making a lot of money, but what I did get from them, I got paid for driving. So I got reimbursed for travel expense. So what I would do, I drove a lot because I was an auditor. So I would get that money at the end of the month and I wouldn't spend it. That was my money that I used to save. So that was extra money to me, even though I was driving my car, having to buy gas. When they would reimburse me, I didn't spend that money. I saved it. So that was my way to start saving money. And then I used my check and budgeted it to pay off my bills. And so anything extra that I may have gotten from my job, like when we traveled to other states, we would get, plane tickets and get reimbursed, and then they give you per diem. I would take that per diem and save it. So those are just some things that I would suggest that you do if you find yourself in the situation where you may get laid off, or if you are laid off, or if you're not making enough money, or if you just want to pay off some bills, or if you want to budget for a trip. You need to budget, and you got to do this every month. So what I do, I base it on my pay periods, and I split my bills in half that way. So whatever bills that fall within the 1st and the 15th will go with that check. And anything that falls outside of that and is the 16th through the end of the month, then that goes with my second check. So that way I can balance out. And like I said, I want to give offering, and I think that was the world for me. Then I was tithing. So I gave 10%. And I believe that was another thing that helped me is, if you put God first and you honor him, because it is him who gives us the power to get wealth. It is God that gives us the money. So why not give back to God what he's given you? And by budgeting, you become a good steward of what he's entrusted to you. And he can now trust you and multiply that. And I strongly believe that, and I know that works because that's what worked for me. So I'm getting back to that. How I fell off, I don't know. It's just probably life happened. Life is always lifing. So, but you got to stay the course, and that's what I'm doing now. So my budget is already set for March, and I have my general budget for the month. And so for April, before April comes, I'm going to split that up in half and see what's coming in and what's, possibly additional bills or bills that I can get rid of. And that's the next thing, is to go through and see what I can eliminate. So if there's things that I can eliminate that I just don't want or need, get rid of, I have Netflix. I don't really watch Netflix. I had it for my husband. Netflix won't allow us to use it out in the valley where he is because of the address, and I'm not paying an additional amount. So basically he's using Hulu out there, and he'll be home. So that's the only reason why I probably would not get rid of Netflix, is because my husband does watch those shows on the Netflix, things that are in the 90s, and it really helps him because he's paralyzed and he's not able to get up and really do anything, and he has dementia. So his brain is basically kind of stuck in the 90s with those shows. It makes him happy, so I'm more than willing to keep that on our budget. So yeah, that's what I did. So the next thing for me is to decide what I want to do in terms of my business. But the first step, again, is budgeting. I kind of lost my thought. I was turning to look at the news. So yeah, budgeting is the key. And if you want me to give you a template on how I do it, I can attach that next time. Or if you want me to explain and do like a PowerPoint presentation on how I do a budget in a video, I can do that and explain step by step how the budget works. And basically you need to just do it if you want to, 1, get out of debt, 2, if you want to save money, 3, if you find yourself in a position where you may be laid off, or if you are laid off and your money has declined but your bills haven't. It's just looking at what you're spending. If you go through your bank account, you will see that there's a lot of stuff that you're spending that you don't need to be spending on. And if you cut that, your budget will be a lot easier. So that's about it for now. This is a quick video. I just wanted to give a brief life update that I have not really decided what I'm going to do, but I have decided that I'm just going to sit where I'm at until God tells me otherwise. And if they lay me off, then I'll be prepared. If they don't lay me off, then I'll keep working for them. And then I'll have additional money from another stream of income. And that will be all the better for my husband and I, because we do want to move this year. We've been wanting to move every year. We are in my family's house, the home that I grew up in, and it works because, it works. Less expenses, put it like that. So that's it. That's all I have for now. I know I look a little rough, but I went to the doctor today to get an MRI on my ears because of the vertigo. They were not able to find a vein, so time wasted, and I didn't fix my hair when I got back. I just kind of pushed it back, and it's pulled up in a little, it's a ponytail but pulled up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to get on, talk about a little bit of a life update to the life update, but not really, because I haven't really fully decided on what I wanted to do. But I am working on a certification right now that I will share with you guys later if everything works out. I don't want to talk about it until it's complete. If I complete it, that's my goal. I completed one section today. And so my tip for today is budget. And I'm trying to do more videos, so I just figured let me jump on. I'm home alone and it won't be any noise. And that's it. So budget. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Like, comment, share, and come back. I'm trying to make this YouTube thing something. So I'm still trying to get my footing in what direction I want to go. I mean, I am a finance accounting person. So of course, more than likely it's going to go in that direction, but I have other interests too. I know a lot of things. I'm always the go-to person for my friends because I just have a lot of information. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys have a nice evening, day, whatever time you watch this video. I will see you in the next video. There will be another video probably Friday. I'm going to try to post for sure on Friday, but I may post at least another time. I'm not sure, but for sure I'll be posting again on Friday. All right, now have a good time, good day, good evening. Talk to you later, and thanks for watching.